Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you how to make custom banners. So we know what a banner is. It's just essentially a stick with a display. As you can see, this is what one looks like in game. It's got a stick and then it has like a little, well, I guess you could say a banner on the front of it. So Minecraft actually, if you didn't know, allows us to customize these quite a lot. So all of these here are the result of around 50 different possible designs that we can do in a banner. In fact, you can even see all the different designs that we can do. So you could, for example, have a skull. You can have the base one, which we'll go through. You can have a border. You can have whatever this is. There's loads of different designs. And essentially with the banner, all you do is you add these patterns, as they're called, on top of each other. You can set the patterns to different colors, and then you can create something pretty cool. Now, the best visualization I have for this is actually a website that my team and I created, and we have a banner creator. So what you do is you start on the base and then you set your base color. Now, by the way, we'll do all of this in the code in a second. So you set your base. Let's say I want my base to be a blue, and then you head to the first layer and then you choose your pattern. So let's say I want a border. Okay, but I want my border to be pink. And then layer 2, let's say we want a creeper face in the middle. And I want my creeper, of course, to be green. And then let's just do another random layer, and we'll do something at the top, not interfering with the creeper face too much. We'll just do red. Now, as you can see, it goes without saying that this looks absolutely terrible, but that's not the point. This is a good visualization of how banners work. So they're just a combination of layers, and a layer consists of a pattern and whatever color that pattern is. And of course, this is going to be linked alongside this video in case you want to play around with designing your own banners. And one of the cool things about it is it even gives you the in-game command to use, and also it gives you a shareable link so you can share your banner with your friends. But of course, my job today is to show you how to code whatever banner you want inside of a Minecraft plugin. So what I'm going to do is make it so that when you run a command, let's just say /banner, it's going to give you a banner. So we're just going to do a command as we always do, get command, banner. Now I'm going to not null it because I know that I'm about to create it and put it in my plugin.yml, so we'll do that first. Commands, and then banner. Okay, and then we'll create my banner command. As always, and then we're going to implement command executor, and then we'll go ahead and implement the function that we are required to, and then we will finish off the main class pod. So we create a new instance of banner command, which we're going to set as the executor for /banner. Okay, good stuff. So when somebody runs /banner, it's going to run this code. Now, the first thing that I must do is, because I'm about to give them a banner, an item, then I can't do that for a console or a command block. It can only work for a player. So we need to rule everybody out who's not a player. So if sender is not a player, an instance of a player, then return false. Okay, good stuff. So the second thing we need to do now is, well, this is where the fun starts. Let's go ahead and create our banner. So we will create an item, and we'll do val banner equals item stack. And then we'll do material.banner, of course. Now, this is where you set the base. So as you see, I searched banner there, and we have all these different banner types. Now, if you're in an older version, I think below 1.13, then you might find yourself having to use the legacy banner and setting the data on it. But what happened from there was that they were changed so that the actual base item would be the color of the base. So you need to choose whatever base color you want. Now, I think just so that we have lots of space to do stuff with, I'm just going to give mine a white base. So I'm going to do white banner. And then I'm going to do .apply. So I'm going to use Kotlin scope function so that everything within this block here operates within the context of the banner, which means I can very easily access certain things. So I'm going to access, of course, the meta, but we're going to do something a little bit different to how we did in the item stacks videos. We're going to do val meta equals item meta as banner meta. Now, this cast is going to work. It's going to cast the item meta to banner meta because it is actually an instance of that. And I know that because the item stack is of the white banner material. So now, because we've casted that, we now have access to all of the functions that banner meta provides us. So if I do meta dot, you'll see we now have the patterns. And of course, the patterns are pretty much everything about this banner. It's what dictates how the banner looks. So what we'll do is meta.patterns equals, and then we create a list of, and then we'll create some patterns inside of here. So let's say I'm going to do 3 patterns. So we'll do the first pattern will just be, this is how you create it. So you do a new instance of a pattern, and then we'll make sure that we import the org.bucket.block.banner pattern. Make sure you import that one. And then the first parameter for the pattern is the dye color. So this is just the color of the pattern itself. So let's say that I want to do, we'll start with a border. So we've got the white base. So let's do a nice blue border. So I'll do blue. Now make sure it is the first one. So the org.bucket.dye color, not the net.minecraft one. So we'll do blue. And then the second parameter is going to be the pattern type. So if you're not confident on which enum value you actually put in the pattern type here, as you can see, so for example, I know that mine is border, so it's a pretty simple one, but you can see all of the different options here. If you don't exactly know what any of them are, then you can use this link, which is also linked alongside this video, and you can see it's from the Minecraft wiki, and you see all of these different options. So let's say we have square cross, looks like this one. So if I do pattern type dot cross, you'll see there. Now, keep in mind, the names are not, they're not perfect, but they're pretty close. So, for example, like a brick, for example, that's a super easy one. So pattern type dot bricks. So the names are not exact, but they're close enough. So if you do need to, if nothing else, just to get some inspiration on which ones to actually add, then you can use this and just figure out which one is the corresponding pattern type. Most of it's common sense. So for mine, for example, I know I'm having a border, so I'll do a border. So this pattern is going to be a blue border. Okay, so we can speed up for the next one. So my pattern, let's just say I'm going to have a green, and then I'll do pattern type dot creeper face in the middle. Okay, and then for my third one, I will create a pattern of dye color, and then let's just say this one is going to be, we'll do something boring like gray, and then pattern type dot. And then if I head back to the wiki, let's just say, for example, this one, keep it out of the way of the creeper face, so a top triangle. So I'll search something along the lines of triangle. We see triangle top, perfect. Okay, so now you'll notice that we have 3 different patterns here. The order of them is based on the order that they're inserted. So the border will be at the bottom, creeper will be second top, and this will be at the top. So all we need to do now is then reassign the item meta, as we always do with an item stack. So we'll do item meta equals meta. And then we'll do sender.inventory, so add item, banner. Now, if you wanted to, you could just copy and paste this code, pop it in there, but personally, I'm going to keep it separated because I think it looks just a little bit better for the video. So don't forget to return false at the end of this command function, as we have to, required by the API. But guys, that there is a banner, and so it's going to be a white banner with these patterns. Hopefully it should work. I'm going to go ahead and fire this up on my server, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, so I'm logging out of my server now, and we should go ahead and be able to just run /banner, and you'll see I've been given a banner. So if I hover over it, I can see a bit of information about it. So it's got a blue border, a green creeper, and a grey inverted chevron, so a triangle. So what we'll do is we'll place it, and we'll see, there we go, that is exactly the pattern we set. So it's got the white base, it's got the blue border, the green creeper face, and the grey triangle at the top. Exactly what we set here. So that, guys, is how to create custom banners. Now, the code is not too difficult, it's nothing fancy, it's actually quite simple in the scheme of things. Obviously, the more sort of layers you add, the more complex it can kind of get, but hopefully the resources that are provided to you with the MCUtils website and the Minecraft wiki will act as a good place to find information about crafting your perfect banner. So if you need any assistance with this, please get in touch. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.